Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's October 31st and you know what that means. It's October wrap up of the books that I read this month. We're gonna get started. This is gonna be super fire, super quick because I just wanna say yes or not to the books that I read. And if I do recommend or not, if you're interested in reading, you will get a little summary. Okay, so the first book, I've been doing like templates on Instagram and every single month for the past like 3 months. And apparently this month I was able to read about 12 books. So let's talk about them. The first one is Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman. This one I read from my library. Kind of like the dream book for every fun girl of a boy band or a guy in general, like a singer. So this is the story of a journalist. I cannot remember her name, but her character, she is like very shy and she's a journalist that has to interview him for one of her papers. So she goes there and she starts talking to him and a lot of things happen. She gets to know him a little bit better. It's a now and then kind of book, so you get to see the story of what happens years after and what happened in the interview, the first interview, because years later they get another interview together and it's like after everything between them has happened. So it's like a love between a famous person, like a guy, like let's say Harry Styles and me or something like that, you know? So it's good, but it isn't like absolutely amazing. Like I wouldn't be like, this is one of my favorite books. No. I gave it, I think 3 out of 5. So it's an easy read and I liked it. So I would say yes, if you will like that type of book. It's more romance, not a lot going on, not a lot of like plot twists or stuff like that. Next one, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I actually hated this book so much. I hated it. Like I saw it hype up everywhere and every single YouTuber that I would see talking about this book, they were just like, this book is absolutely amazing. It's like a thriller. It kept me on the edge of my seat and I was so excited. I read it and I just didn't like it at all. It's about a wedding. They have a wedding on an island and someone is killed. It's like someone gets killed. Again, it goes between back and forth between when the guests first arrive to the island to start developing like every character. They show the perspective of 5 characters, I feel like, and you get to know them better, like on a deeper level, and at the end you kind of realize who was the killer and stuff, and it sounds interesting, and that's why I really wanted to read it. It's like that board game where you like have to guess who was the killer in which scene and like why did they kill him, whatever. This book was not it for me. I give it 1 out of 5. I felt like at the end it just didn't make sense. I felt like it was written by a 14-year-old trying to make a plot twist, but it didn't turn out good. In my opinion, it was not good at all. I just didn't enjoy it, so I would say no. Next one is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I freaking love this book. I will talk about this book a lot because this book is romance, but it's also it's a little different, and I really want to read more books by Catherine Center because her writing style and all she wrote in the acknowledgements at the end of the book, that was super beautiful. She was talking about how amazing it is to read a romance book that takes you out of your head and the problems in your life, and I agree completely with her. So this book is about a woman. She is a painter. She paints a lot. She likes painting faces. Her main thing is painting faces. She is a face painter. I know it sounds weird, but that's how she earns her money, how she gets through life, okay? How she pays her bills. Well, one day she has a weird illness, and I think it's in her brain, and it's actually real. Like the illness that she has is actually real. It's about your brain not working properly and not being able to recognize faces. So imagine imagine being a painter of faces, but then seeing every single face in your life blurry. So she cannot paint anymore, right? Because she cannot see faces anymore. You guys need to read this because it has like a big plot twist, and I was kicking my feet in the air when I found out. I was like, oh my god, because I realized of that thing at the same time that she realized. And it all makes sense at the end. It was really nice. It was really good. I think I read it like in a day. I gave it a 6 out of 5. I really, really enjoy the book. So I will say yes, read it. Because it's nice. It's interesting. The next one, actually, this one, Love Theoretically. I think I gave it 3 out of 5. This is from Caitlin. I actually need to go and give it to her because I'm about to meet up with her. But this book, it was okay. It's about two smart people. They both are physics. They are both into physics, okay? For a living, because she is a PhD student. She's not earning a lot of money. So how she earns majority of her money is by doing something that is called like fake dating. So she fakes being the girlfriend of a guy because the guy needs it for his family or something, and he pays her for that, to just pretend that she is the girlfriend. Anyways, he, the love interest, is of course the brother of one of the guys that is paying her. And I will not tell you more. The thing is that I don't feel like they had a lot of chemistry. I didn't feel attached to any of the characters. I didn't feel attached to the love interest at all. Like, I didn't find him attractive, or I wasn't giggling when he would say something. I was just like, okay. And at sometimes when they were talking about physics and stuff, I'm not a smart ass, okay? And when they were talking and making jokes about like physics and stuff, I was just not into it. I was just not understanding, and I was kind of bored at some times. So I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend. It was okay. It was just okay. Next one, actually, this whole series, which I am in absolutely love with. You guys know I never buy books. Well, I ended up buying these books because they became so good for me. I literally marked them with my tabs. I became obsessed, and I will not talk to you about the 2 other ones, but I do recommend if you read the first one, which is Caraval. They all got together. I think that if I'm gonna talk about Caraval, Final, and Legendary, I do need to talk a little bit about Once Upon a Broken Heart, which was actually the first book that I read about this topic, and in this word is how I got introduced to the Stephanie Garber world of all this fantasy. So, first book, yeah, I need to organize myself. How am I going to explain to you? I don't know. Okay, the next one is Caraval. Let's first talk about Caraval. Caraval is the prequel of Once Upon a Broken Heart. In my opinion, you do need to read first Caraval to be able to understand Once Upon a Broken Heart better. Did I do that? No, because I didn't know. But now that I know, I would recommend to do it. Caraval. Caraval is a little game that a guy invented a few years ago, and you can only get there by invitation. It only gets played by like a week, in a matter of like a week, and it's only at night. They have like a curfew that is in reverse, so they cannot leave the house or the hotel where they're staying in the morning or afternoon until the sun gets down. The game gives you a lot of clues and stuff like that, and the goal of the game is for you to find all the clues and find whatever they're like, the prize, whatever they are looking for at that specific game. The main character, or the 2 main characters, are 2 sisters, Donatella and Scarlett, and the first book is about Scarlett, the second one is about Donatella, and the third one is about both of them. So you get the perspective of the 2 sisters. The 2 main characters do not have a mother because she died a couple of years ago. They only stay with her dad, but their dad is like a big guy. He has like a lot of money. I don't know if he's a king. I don't think he's a king. I don't remember now, but he has a big title. He has a lot of money, and he literally treats them as slaves. That's how I would describe it. They're not very happy with where they are right now, and the big sister, which is Scarlett, is supposed to get married with a guy she doesn't even know, just because her dad needs some, I don't know, it's for his advantage, for his kingdom, to have him as family, you know? Donatella is wild. That woman is wild, and she ends up making Scarlett and her go to the game Caraval because they get an invitation for the first time. One thing that I absolutely love about this book is first, maps. I freaking love fantasy books, and I love when books have maps like this. So this cute, amazing, I love it. Second thing that I love, when it has like little letters, or let's say if there's like a newspaper thing that they want to show, they actually show you the newspaper. They don't tell you like in the newspaper it said da 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 da. No. Oh my gosh, the lighting. That lighting is awful. Okay, I'm about to get done, so I'm just gonna tell you super quick. So they don't tell you like, okay, in the newspaper it said that she has to go there, or they were talking about this. No, they will actually show you a page of the newspaper, and I find that super interesting. I find that super amazing, even with letters. This is the letter that Legend will like give to them. Legend is the creator of Caraval, and you need to read them. Like, I think I gave Caraval 5 stars. I gave Legendary, I think 3, because I don't know, there were a lot of things that I didn't like in there. And then Final, I gave, I think 5 out of 5. Still, you need to read the books. I really enjoy them. This is a big yes for me. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room and why I made a complete separate video only talking about this. The love of my life, Once Upon a Broken Heart. I read this in the month of September, but I was able to reread Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Beloved of Never After again, because the third book, which is A Curse for True Love, came up October 20th, I think it was. And I spent the whole day reading this book. Let's talk about it. Once Upon a Broken Heart. Why do I tell you to read first Caraval? Because one of the main character, or like the main love interest in this book, which is Jax, the love of my life, is here. This is a prequel. Everything that happens in here happens before Once Upon a Broken Heart. Jax, you get to know him on a deeper level in Caraval. He's a villain. You need to know what he does, how he acts, how he talks, and why, the reason why he did what he did, or why Donatella treated him the way that she did. Okay, that's the main reason. If you only read this two, you will get in your mind that Donatella, which is the character of Caraval, is stupid. Like, literally. It's like, why would you, like, why? And you get to hate her, like, literally. Then you read Caraval and you're like, okay, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. So in my opinion, I do recommend for you to read Caraval first, and then you read Once Upon a Broken Heart. These damn books, guys. 5 out of 5, absolutely yes, you should read it. 6 out of 5. The second one is my absolute favorite, you guys. It was, the plot twists on these books were incredible, like incredible. The ending of this book, I read it twice, and the 2 times I was with my mouth open. Incredible. The third one, which I read in a day or 6 hours, and I have a video on that, I give it, I think 3 out of 5. I think that the author didn't give me as much of what I wanted, which was Jax, and a lot of questions that I had were not answered or even touch base on, and that really upset me. But you know what, still good book, still good series. I think again, my favorite is the second one, and this book talks about Evangeline, which is the main character. She loses this, I don't know, all these characters are just like with no parents, all of them apparently, I don't know. Evangeline, she loses her parents, both of them. We'll talk about fates, which are like gods, kind of like people that have a lot of power, and they're immortal as well, and one of them is Jax. They have like a lot of, I think there are 16 fates in the book, which you get to know them better and know the story better if you read Caraval first. Anyways, she is in love with this guy. His name is Luke. She's in love with him. She has a stepsister. Luke announces that he's gonna get married with her stepsister. What? Like, what do you mean? You were my boyfriend. What do you mean you're gonna get married with my stepsister? She tries to talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to her. He doesn't talk to her, and he gets a date to get married. She wants to stop the wedding because she thinks that someone cursed him. Someone might be doing something to him, because this is not possible that he's not in love with me. That's Evangeline. She goes to one of the fates churches, which is the Prince of Hearts, which is Jax. She goes there to pray that the wedding is gonna get stopped. So she goes there and she's like, Jax, please, or like, she doesn't know his name, sorry. Prince of Hearts, please stop this wedding. And then Jax appear and he's like, okay, I'll stop it for you, but we need to like make an agreement. Okay, an agreement, you need to know that about fate. If you are going to get something from there, they're going to take something from you. So it's like a little exchange. He's like, okay, I will stop the wedding, but you need to promise me that you're gonna give me 3 kisses. Not to me, but to anyone else I will tell you to kiss, okay? And how he does that is that he bites her in here and he leaves her with 3 marks. And it's like the promise of her giving him 3 kisses. You cannot kiss the Prince of Hearts because you will die. That's like the curse of the Prince of Hearts. That's like Jax. Whoever kisses Jax dies. So in your mind, you're like, and how are they gonna end up together? Okay, that's when you need to start reading the other 2 books. Next one I read was Fourth Wing, which is super famous, and the second book is coming up November 7th. I am beyond excited for that as well. Fourth Wing, dragons. Okay, think about dragons. I don't think that I will be able to explain that well, so I'm gonna try my best. I'm really trying to like see if they have like a little summary that is like better for you to like get into the book. It also has the little map. If you like fantasy, you will love it. The one thing that I didn't enjoy a lot is how it's written. It's more for like young adults, and the author actually said in an interview that she wanted the words to be more for people that just want to get into fantasy and don't want like weird vocabulary. They want more like actual like modern vocabulary, you know what I mean? So it says right here, 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail was supposed to enter the Scrive Quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her thought as talent mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre. Dragon Riders. What I do love about this book, Violet, she has EDS, which is I'm not gonna try to say it, but it's where your joints and your body basically is like super fragile and it gets broken super easily. Like it's super fragile. So that's one thing that I really enjoy about this book. It has a lot of representation, also a lot of people of color, so that I really enjoy. Actually, the main character, the love interest is a guy of color, and that's amazing. I freaking love that. It's really nice. The story, the plot is absolutely amazing, and I actually made a video about it, so that's why I'm not telling you much about it, because you will see it. Okay, you will see what I think about this book later, but I do recommend, and I think I gave it 4 out of 5. Last book I read, finished it yesterday night. Gave it 4 out of 5 as well. Doing a video right now about reading these freaking books. Actually, these 2 are from Caitlin. Gonna go and take that for her. Both my own thing, because this is gonna be a complete new freaking video for you guys. Me reading all of these books that are so hyped up. And I already talked about this for the other video. So I would recommend this book. Yes, this is the first one. Everyone keeps hyping up the second one, which is the one that I am reading right now. That's gonna be all for today, you guys. I love you so much, and I hope this encourages you to read more. I'm super excited to keep reading more and more and more because I freaking love it. It's my favorite form of escape from everything, and that's it. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.